Welcome, everyone. My name is Osha Rose. I'm the Adult Programming Coordinator here at Rockport Public Library. We're happy to share an introduction to Libby today with our Information Resources Librarian, Brian Audano. Welcome, Brian. Thank you so much for putting this together for us.
Thank you, Osha. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm real excited to share Libby with everyone. It's one of our best resources, and its use continues to grow month after month. So uh, now the time to get involved is now, and the sooner the better. So we'll go over today what exactly Libby is, and then we'll go over how to register your card with Libby so that you can set up your library card to download books and e-audio as well, which is very helpful. And then we'll go over how to check things in and out on Libby and use it on your device. The trick behind this is that it's going to be a little different depending on what device you're using. So right now I'm using it and sharing my screen from a laptop. If you're on a laptop, you can access Libby using libbyapp.com. If not, if you're on a smart device, something like a tablet or a phone, you can download Libby from pretty much any app store anywhere. And it has this icon here with the purple circle and the happy looking woman getting ready to read. So that's how you'll know you've got the right app. And we can use our own library cards, pre-existing cards, to set up an account and then use that account to download ebooks, download e-audiobooks, even stream e-audio. And it's just a really wonderful resource. They're always adding new things to it. There's a huge magazine collection now, so I know that's been popular so far. So there's every reason to use it, and really just want to jump right in. So what I have here is the home screen. If you first download the Libby app, you'll see a screen similar to this. It'll ask you if you have your library card. If you don't have a library card, by the way, feel free to do that with us. Come to the main desk and we can set you up with one. We just need something with your Rockport address on it. It's not a big deal. And if you're not a Rockporter, we need something with your Massachusetts address. Then we can figure it out. Um, Once you have your card, you'll have a card number and you'll also have a PIN. The PIN number is, unless you made your card a very long time ago, the PIN number is just the last four digits of the card number. So what I'm going to do here is use a sort of dummy card that I've set up here. Uh, we are at the welcome page and it asks if we have a library card. If you say not yet, it'll just direct you to us, but we're going to say yes, I have a library card. And then they give us some options here. You can guess your library. You can search for your library. Uh, Typically, guessing your library is going to go based off where you are on a smart device. So if you happen to not be in Rockport, that might not work as well. So I'm going to go for search for a library here, and then we can just search for Rockport Public Library. And we'll see a lot of results come up. But the important one here is the first one, which is us. That's the Merrimack Valley Library Consortium. That's the consortium that we're a member of. So I'm going to click on that particular button for an MVLC card. And now we come to a screen that asks me to sign in with my card. Again, if we click I would like a card, it's going to direct you back to us. So we can pretty much ignore that for now. But if you want to get signed in, we'll sign in once with our card. Usually whatever device you're using will remember this, so you don't have to do it multiple times. But for now, we'll do it manually and we'll see how that goes. So I clicked sign in using our library card. And we're given this screen here. This is a little bit of a confusing part for some patrons because using Libby, you can access books in any part of the state. But to start, you're just going to want to start using our consortium. So the first option up top is Merrimack Valley patrons with the star next to it. That's us. That's the one you're going to want to click on to start. Later on, we can access other consortiums too, and I can show you how to do that maybe a little later too. But for now, we're going to click Merrimack Valley patrons, and then it's simply going to have you enter your card number, which is all 14 digits of it. So let me put that in here. This is sample card here that I've made, 254905. And that means that the pin likewise will be 4905. If you have a much older card with us, or you're not sure, the other thing you can try is the last four digits of the phone number you gave us. But if for any reason your pin doesn't work, feel free to call the desk. We can reset it for you, no problem, and it can work from there. So I'm going to click sign in now that my library card and my pin number are here. Click sign in. Don't need to save it here. Perfect. And we're given my Libby card, which is an MVLC card. It shows us our card number right off the bat, but it also shows us how many loans we have, which right now we haven't checked anything out. So we have all 5 spaces available. And there are also all 10 hold spaces available. You can check out 5 things at a time, or I should say books or ebooks at a time. Magazines, I think, are unlimited. Um, or you can have up to 10 books or audiobooks on hold at a time. So that is that. There's our card. We're going to click next here, and it's going to take us to our consortium's homepage so you can look for things to read or listen to, either way. There are a couple ways to go about this. If you have a particular item in mind, you'll see towards the bottom left of the screen here, there is a magnifying glass icon. That's your search bar. Say you knew exactly what you wanted to search for. I'm a huge Tolkien nerd, so I'm going to put in Lord of the Rings, and we'll see what happens here. We start to see some results. So uh, we can notice a couple things right away. First off, some of these options say place hold. That means that that particular copy of the book is checked out right now, but you can get in line for it so that when it's returned, you'll get it straight to your Kindle or your reading device, whatever you're using to read. Um, you'll also notice with some options that underneath the logo icon or the cover art, there's this little earbud option with 20 hours or 23 hours next to it. That's telling you that this is an audiobook. And there are ways to limit it so that you're just looking for audiobooks or not looking for them at all. But that earbud sign is the sure sign that what you're looking at is an audiobook. So just know that that's generally the difference between looking for an ebook or an e-audiobook. These two up top here are regular ebooks. Um, Now you'll see up top, we have a filter bar here. It starts with the 3 lines, but there's also some quick filters we could add here if we just wanted to look for audiobooks for Lord of the Rings, or if we just wanted to look for regular books. We can click on either one of those. And in fact, let's see if any one of those are available here. So I am moving my screen around a little bit to see. They might all be checked out. Oh no, okay, here we go. So there is a copy of The Hobbit available. So we can see right here that there is a borrow button next to it. And I'm going to click borrow on it. And then it's going to bring us to this page here. Now this page shows you how many items you already have checked out, items you have on hold. Right now that's 0 because we just set up this card. It's also saying borrow for 14 days. We can change that. If we click on that 14 days here, we can change it to 21, and that's the maximum. And we can set that to be your default so that you get as much time as possible with your book. And then once you've done that, we can click borrow. It might take a minute, and it's done. That's one book checked out to you. Pretty easy. Uh, From there, Libby gives you the option of either continuing to browse to look for more books, or you can go straight to your bookshelf to start reading right away. Say you did want to read right away, we're going to go to your shelf just so you can see what that looks like. And right now the shelf is pretty empty because it's just the one thing you have checked out. But we have our copy of The Hobbit that we borrowed, tells us how many days we have left with it. Generally, once the date expires on the whole period for it, the book will automatically be returned, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. Um, but we are going to go to read with, and we have a couple options here. If we want to read on this device, or the device that you're using right in front of you with Libby, that for me would be this laptop. For you, it could be a tablet or a phone. You would click the Libby button to read on this device. It lets you read right in the app. It has full access to table of contents, bookmarks, highlights. Might take a second to load here, but you can see it's loaded us right to the cover. And we have the option here of clicking table of contents and going right right to the start of the story if we want, right to chapter one here. And you can see there it is. So it's pretty easy to get reading once you've set up your card. You should be able to get started reading quickly. That's always a really nice thing about Libby here. For now, I think some of the Zoom icon stuff here is getting in the way of my view of Libby. If you click on the page here while you're reading, you can skip ahead down the bottom here using these button markers. Um, or we can jump ahead, I believe. Let me move my thing here. Let's see what happens if we click this little spot here, is it takes us to chapter two. So those are chapter markers right there within the book that are built in. Helps you jump around a little bit. And those are all very useful. Now, uh, if you look at that fingerprint icon down the bottom, it tells you where you are. Um, I believe you also, after a certain point, will get um, an estimate of how much more time it's going to take you to read the chapter that you're on. So keep an eye out for that too if you see one. Uh, there are some icons up here in the reading menu too. This one up here with the A is our font button, and that's the most important one probably. That's where you can upscale the size of the text that you're looking at. Um, we can change the lighting so that it's white on black writing if you want, if you were in a darker environment and wanted to read something backlit. Um, you can change a little bit of the font. There's including an open dyslexic font, which is really useful for dyslexic readers. Um, or we can just keep it at its default sort of regular legible font here. And if we click out of appearance, we should see the text size just jumped up. So it's at maximum. That difference is going to look more stark if you're on a Kindle, where the text sizes tend to be smaller to larger in a greater degree. Um, but that you can always undo. Let's see. I'm messily clicking all over the place here so we can go back. I'm on my laptop. You can use your left and right buttons to scroll back and forth across pages. You can also click on a page to turn the page, as I just did there. Um, and let's see. And if I click in the middle of the screen here, we get back to our icons. Uh, if you wanted to search within the text for something, there's this search bar here. Um, you can search for a particular phrase or a quote if you're looking for it. And there are also bookmarks that you can drop at various spaces throughout the book to keep a little marker for something that you liked. So that's the basics of reading in the Libby app, but there is more to it, as I demonstrated. So we're going to go back here. We're going to back out of the book for now, and we're going to go back into Libby itself. Now, the main menu of Libby is divided along the bottom of your screen, whether you're in the app or whether you're online here. Right now, you can see with my cursor, we're on our bookshelf. If we go to the left, we have our settings menu. This is where we can manage your card or add a library if you get your card registered at another library. Um, but then to return to the library itself to look for things to check out is this building icon over here on the left. So we're going to do that. And let's take a look at that this time because before we use the search bar. So you can see right away here, we're given a bit of a welcome. There's read with Kindle options. And then there's going to be some displays of more popular books, recent books. That's the new Hunger Games book. I'm surprised that's even available right now. Um, and then they give you some divisions here, so you can look for kids' books. You can use these preset menus that they've set up on Libby to search for kids, teens, things that are available now, which is always helpful because uh, checking out through Libby is quite popular. So there will often be a little bit of a wait for something you're looking for. But if you click this Available Now button, everything that comes up will be something that you can check out right away. So that's really useful too if you're just looking for something to read right away. I'm going to go back here to the library. And you can see as we scroll down here in the main menu, there are more suggestions. These are more displays put up by MVLC. There's a nice Women's History Month display here, and you can click on the icon here to go look at more pieces of that display. Um, let's try with an audiobook now. So looking at these here, you can see that these are audiobooks because they have the earbud icon and the amount of time that you spend listening to them. I'm going to click borrow on one of them here. And again, I'm going to change this from 14 days to 21, but I believe I have a trick I can show you in a minute so that you'll default to 21 and you won't have to do that every time. But anyway, let's borrow that ebook or that audiobook and go to the shelf. And now we see two things in our shelf. We see our copy of The Hobbit and we see our Agatha Christie biography. So the audiobooks work with a very similar interface to what the ebooks work with. I'm going to click Open Audiobook. It might take a minute or two to buffer here. But you see right away, instead of text on a page, you have a play button and a progress bar down the bottom. And we can hit play here to just get started. And I'm going to pause there, but that's as easy as it is to get started listening right away in the app. Some other features you'll notice in the app, there's some skip forward and backward buttons. These each work by 15 seconds. So if you need to go back, if you miss something, I do all the time, hit that 15-second back button. That'll take you back and you can catch back up. You can also click on the table of contents here. So if you knew there was a particular chapter you wanted to go forward to listen to, you can scroll ahead to it and you can see also how far into the story it is. So that's kind of a nice detail. And we can scroll all the way through the book that way if we want, but we'll leave it at the preface for now. Close that. And I'm going to hit back to go back to our bookshelf. Generally, when you do that, when you open the audiobook again next, it'll pick up where you left off. Same with the ebook. So it's pretty easy to keep track in general of where you are with the things that you check out through Libby. But those table of contents options are a nice little option to help jump around if you'd like. Now, say I had something that I wanted to return right away just because I didn't like it, or maybe because I need to make more room on my shelf for more books. You'll notice that there's a Manage Loan button next to each option here. So I'm going to go to Manage Loan. And you'll see there's a few things here, but you can attempt to renew things. If things don't have holds on them, they might be something renewable. Otherwise, I would say often things are very popular on Libby and it'll be hard to get a renewal. So do your best with the initial time period you're given. And if you have to put something back on hold afterwards, that might be what you find you have to do. In this case, with something that you want to return, I'm going to click return early. And even though it says we have 21 days left on it, I'm just going to click return loan again, and that'll do it. So that will clear that from our shelf. I can go back to our shelf, and now we have space for 5 books instead of 4 available. So if you have a lot that you want to pick out, that's a way you can make room. And while we're at it, we will return this one so that someone else can check it out if they want to. I'm going to return that early. Okay. And then we can click go back to shelf, which is empty now. Couple other things to notice. You can see the magazine display here that I alluded to. Magazines, there are no limit to the number you can check out, and they can be checked out by any number of patrons at once. So they're a really fantastic, quick filler if you're looking for something to read, especially if you have something with a color screen to read on, but they'll work on a regular Kindle too. So here you can see the most recent National Geographic. I'm going to click on that. It's going to load for a minute. And you can start reading it right away if you'd like. I believe you can also, yes, once I back out of it, you'll see, would you like to keep this issue? And you can say yes and notify me for new issues, which is a nice feature if you want almost a subscription to something. You can borrow something for 7 days, or you can just say no, thank you, not this time. We can put that magazine back on the shelf. And again, there's no limits on those, so they have tons and tons of magazines. I can't recommend it enough. They're really fun to look through. You can see up top here they have some categories that you can look through. You can even filter further with this triangle button here. The triangle button will give us more options. So if you know you're looking for a magazine on boating, you'll find, even though there's 61 titles available, of the thousands available, it'll be easier to find them if we click on that just one. So we're going to click on that. And then if we close the filter here with this arrow, we should just see boating and sailing stuff right away. So it's a really great resource. Love our magazines, and it's a great way to keep them going with them, especially dwindling in libraries these days. So we'll it's nice to have an option to read them on the go. So we will close that filter. Let's see, we've gone over checking out books, we've gone over checking out audiobooks, we've gone out using them and returning them. One other thing we'll look at here is our settings menu. That's this middle button down the bottom of the screen. You'll see it looks like it keeps track of the most recent thing on the libbyapp.org website. So I could go back to that National Geographic if I really wanted to, but I'm going to close that for now. I don't believe if you were on your iPhone or your tablet, that'll be an option. I may be wrong on that, but generally you'll find that just these 5 options here represent the bottom of your screen in Libby. So those are the important things. And the middle one is very important because it's the settings for your account. So this is where we can go. I believe one of these items will let you change that setting so that you get everything for 21 days at a time. So you'll see if you scroll down in your main menu here, the first settings icon is notifications. This is particularly important if you're using a smartphone or a tablet that gives you updated notifications as things happen for other apps too. But with Libby, you can get the same notifications. So right now we have it set. These presets, your layered shelf notice. You're set to get notifications for when you have a loan expiring, one does expire, when you have a hold ready, when a hold lapses if you don't pick it up after a week, and also some notify me titles and authors, which I can show you in a minute here too. We can turn these off if we want. we can turn off these notifications if you're someone that doesn't like having a lot of notifications. If we click on the left button here, that changes it to ignore. So we can turn off these notifications for loan expiring. I'm going to keep hold ready because I'd like to know that a hold is ready for me, but some of this other stuff will turn off. And that'll cut down on the number of notifications that you get. You can also set it so that you get an email instead, which is this on the right, there's a green button instead. So now, if I click this button, I'll get an email if a loan that I have is expiring. So that's useful too. Um, that's all good. Let's see. So I'm going to look at the read books with option. This is a bit of a tricky point for some people. If you want to use Libby and read books on an older style Kindle that tends to have the black and white screen, you can do that. You can't access Libby directly on that device. It doesn't have quite the power to do that, but you can access Libby on another device and then have any item that you check out sent to that Kindle to be downloaded right away. Um, so the way you can do that is if we go back here, you can see there's a read books with option. If you click Kindle here, since we've clicked Kindle now, each Kindle compatible book will be sent automatically to your device that way. Any linked device, I should say. Uh, Often, you'll find that it forwards you to an Amazon page for the title. This can be intimidating for some people. They think it's trying to get them to buy the book. It's not. You'll notice it takes you to the page for the book, and although I don't know if I can replicate it here, instead of a purchase item option, there's a borrow option instead. So it's just bringing you to Amazon quickly, but it's only to hit a borrow button, and that will borrow something to your Kindle. Okay, so let's look now that we've checked things out from our home library. One of the benefits of Libby is that you can check books out from all over the state, from pretty much any consortium, and we can register our own Rockport card to use in that consortium. So for us to do that, we're going to go to our main menu here, which is the middle button, and we're going to go to Add Library. Let's see. So we are going to say, in our case, a lot of us also use our cards at Gloucester. We're going to look up the Sawyer Free Library. Showed up for a second there, but there it is. And they're part of Noble, the North of Boston Library Exchange. So we're going to click on, and just like before, we're going to do sign in with my card. But now instead of using the starred Noble Library Patrons option, we're going to use our Merrimack Valley Patrons option here. So we're going to have to re-enter the card number here. So I have that out here, 222900, and then 254905. Perfect. And then our PIN again is just the last four digits of the card. And we'll hit enter there. And that did it. So that set us up with a card with Noble now too. So we have access to both Rockport's consortium's books and Gloucester's consortium's books. So that's a real nice added feature here. They have a completely separate library that we can look at. If I hit next here, it's going to take us to their homepage, and we can see what they're displaying right now. Or we could search. We can use the search option too to search for specific books that you might not find in Rockport's, or I should say Merrimack Valley's collection. So that is a really good way to get some extra options. It's also a way that some patrons use to get access to popular books a little sooner. If you put a hold on something, you can put a hold on things in multiple consortiums. You just need to make sure that you switch back and forth. You do that here again in our middle icon button. And you can see whichever the one with the star next to it is the one that we're using right now. Say I wanted to switch back to our Rockport card at our local Merrimack Valley Library Consortium. All I have to do is click that line, and that'll switch us back to Rockport's interface. Um, Clicking it again, I can switch back to Gloucester just as easily there. One that I'd really recommend adding is the Boston Public Library. So we're going to look up Boston, and right away you'll see the Boston Public Library is there. And we're going to do the same thing, sign in with my card. And just like before, we're going to do partner libraries because we aren't actual Boston Library patrons. We're going to do Merrimack Valley patrons. And we're going to put in our number again. If I'm getting this right, 254905. Do it. Perfect. And that gives us access now to Boston too. So another huge resource at your fingertips that you can use to access books. Another place to check if a particularly elusive title is checked out in a lot of places. It's a good place to check. And again, you can sort of scroll between your different consortiums if you go to this middle button down the bottom here, and we can just select whichever consortium we want to look through. Merrimack Valley is our home one, so I'll stop on that one there. But yeah, you can use just about any consortium in the state. It's a tremendous resource. I know people that have used every consortium in the state on their account, and it's a really useful tool and a nice way to have access to tons of material that Merrimack Valley alone can't carry. So I highly recommend doing that. Like I said, just don't get tripped up with the um, local patron account feature when you're trying to register. Always use that partner library feature as a Merrimack Valley patron, and that will ensure that you're getting the good stuff. If you try to log in as a Boston patron, it won't understand that your card is not a Boston patron. Um, so I think that is about it. We've gone over how to sign up for Libby. We've gone over its sort of basic user interface, how to read, how to listen to books in it. And now we've gone over some of our partner libraries and accessing their collections as well. Um, like I said, Libby is always growing. Its usage continues to grow month after month. Its features grow month after month too. And we're always learning more as librarians too about it, clearly. So if you ever have any questions about Libby, feel free to reach out at me. I can be found at the desk Monday through Friday. Our other librarians are also helpful with it. Or you can give us a call at 978-546-6934. Um, you can email us using info@rockportlibrary.org. Um, and that is, I believe, most of it. Those ways you can get in touch with us. And if you have any further questions about Libby, feel free to approach me with any of those methods. I'm happy to help people get started. I think it's a tremendous resource, and I hope you all really enjoy it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brian. Enjoy the rest
Thanks,
of the
Osha.
day.